by pure coincidence and happenstance, Trans Day of Visibility and Easter were on the same day, March 31st this year. The reason that is because Trans Day of Visibility is always been, since it was founded, on March 31st. And it was put there in order to be far enough away from like LGBT History Month. This isn't something I know all the history of. I'm just giving you the bare basics because that's what I know. But I also, did some of the bare basic reading on this, which is more than some of the politicians that commented on this did. So that day is always March 31st. But for Easter, that jumps around. Easter is not the same day every year. If anybody's ever celebrated Easter before, which apparently a lot of people on the right side of the political spectrum have been starting to make me question about how close they pay attention to the calendar when they're celebrating this season and trying to figure out the reason for the season, they happen to fall on the same day. Now, what this ended up meaning is that a lot of politicians started putting out the same message messages that they had reserved for both days on the same day. So you'd have someone put out to say, hey, happy Transgender Day of remembrance of Transgender Day. Woo, trans, woo, yay. We're going to do a 24-hour Follow New Vegas stream, whatever. And then on the other end, it's, hey, happy Jesus Easter Day. Jesus is cool. Remember the reason for the season. Find all of your government mandated Easter eggs. And so they were both trying to fit both of these into the same day. And number one, there were conservatives who were saying that this was the transgender, the trans day. We're just going to call it Trans Day. How about we call it, I was going to call it Egg Day, but that doesn't work either because Egg Day is I don't want to get into egg terminology. But the idea was, number one, that they were upset that it was on the same day. Again, it's just how it happened. It's nobody's fault. Nobody did this on purpose. But number two, once somebody would figure that out, that message would shift. We'll get to the second part in a second here. This is from Mike Johnson reacting to Transgender Day being on the same day as Easter. The Biden White House has betrayed the central tenet of Easter, which is the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Banning sacred truth and tradition, while at the same time proclaiming Easter Sunday as Transgender Day, is outrageous and abhorrent. The American people are taking note. Okay, so what they're talking about here is you can't really do religious Easter eggs at the White House because of separation of church and state. So at the White House, you can do Easter eggs. The kids that come there and do the Easter egg event, they can do all types of Easter eggs. But if they start writing like God is great and tons of crosses and stuff on that's supposed to be not allowed. Now, personally, would I do anything if I saw that? If I was on like the president's staff or I was president? No, I wouldn't care at all. I mean, Easter is based in religion. To completely try to separate that, I think is silly. Now, if we're doing it as a function of the state, as in like, what are we going to teach the country? What is their true values or whatever? Then it's a little different. But if we're just talking about kids playing around, playing eggs, I don't really care. But as for the second part, proclaiming Easter Sunday as Transgender Day, again, they just fell on the same day. They fell on the same day. If Easter fell on April 1st, would we say, how dare you proclaim to Easter Sunday to be April Fools? Jesus is no fool. This is the level we're at right now. The problem would have to be, if you were being principled here, the recognition of this day, period, regardless of if it was on Easter, regardless if it was April 1st, April 27th, April millionth, who cares? But I want to put out another thing here. If we are celebrating Easter and we're all coming together and we're all celebrating the day of Jesus and it's all fantastic and lovely and all just a great time, I just would like to put forward that in the idea of being based in reconciliation, truth, and love, I want to look at Trump on Easter because Trump's Easter stuff was great.
Well, welcome to the 2018 White House Easter egg roll. So many people, you know, it was supposed to be pouring, the weather. It was supposed to be very rainy and nasty and cold and windy. And look what we have. Perfect weather. Perfect weather. Beautiful weather. Thank you all for being here, folks.
I like how the Easter Bunny is just like there, like he's an advisor or something. I like that. It's almost like he's an advisor to the president. Maybe he's his new lawyer. Maybe he's taking the case.
Thank you all. I want to really thank the First Lady, Melania, who has done an incredible job. She worked so hard on this event, and so I want to thank you. That's beautiful. Also, I want to thank the White House Historical Association and all of the people that worked so hard with Melania, with everybody, to keep this incredible house or building or whatever you want to call it, because there really is no name for it. It is special. And
this house or building or anything you want to call it,
keep it in tip-top shape. We call it sometimes tippy-top shape. And it's
what the fuck is he saying? Dog, I'm sorry. I love Trump. I love Trump, but I hate Trump, but I love Trump.
A great, great place. It's an honor to have everybody on behalf of the Trump family, many of whom are with us right here in the audience. I just want to thank you. This is a special year. Our country is doing great. You look at the economy, you look at what's happening. Nothing's ever easy, but we have never had an economy like we have right now, and we're going to make it big.
The fucking bunny just standing here. He's going to go into like the GDP and shit. I bet it was the bunny. I bet it was the bunny who told him it all, too. Unironically, if I worked in the Trump White House, I would try to get as many people in costumes to stand next to Trump to look silly by comparison as possible. And maybe through the mufflage, we could get like a few like, Trump, stop, get back on the tape, get back on the tape. If you get a staffer in there, you can use them to kind of corral them.
Bigger and better and stronger. Our military is now at a level, will soon be at a level that it's never been before.
Now our military's at a level it has never been at before. The bunny is very proud. The bunny's impressed by the ability for us to crush the skulls of our enemies.
It's you see what's happening, and you see what's happening with funding. The funding of our military was so important, and so many military people are with us today. So just think of $700 billion, because that's all going into our military this year. So I want to thank you all for being here. The band, unbelievable. I love you people. I hear them a lot. They're as talented as anybody and any players anywhere. So thank you very much. And now I'm going to come down and we're going to watch this roll. Thank you all and have a great time. Thank you. Happy Easter. Thank you very much.
See, the buddy agrees.
Welcome to
the buddy agrees. The buddy clapped. The buddy wants to crush the skulls of our enemies.
$100 for the camera fund.
Whoa. Well, with that, I think with that $100 donation, I now have not only enough money for the camera, but I have enough money with the lens as well. Thank you, Nick.